Begin transmission.
You are listening to Corellian Run Radio, your route through hyperspace to the latest news on Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Hi, and welcome to Corellian Run Radio. This is episode 154 and recording live Sunday, October 4th, 2015. My name is Jason. I'm joined by my co-host Heather. Howdy, Heather.
Hey, Jason.
So, how are you doing?
Good. Just, trying to clean up all these loose ends before the expansion comes out. We've been trying to do the old operations, and I'm supposed to be leveling through class stories before, and I had this whole checklist of things I needed to do, but whatever, that didn't happen.
Oh my gosh, I know,
I didn't max out on my companion affection, and
well, we still have
level
time.
through all the class stories. Yeah, we have a little bit of time. I just I don't know, with all the news about the gameplay changes and things like that, I kind of don't want to level up through all the class stories. I want to see what it's like to level through a character.
Level through, yeah.
Yeah, with
the
new
changes
stuff.
and stuff like that. I know with the changes to companions and stuff, that's going to be very interesting. That I can take a companion because I want that companion, not because, let's see, who's a healer, who's a tank? Okay, I need to take those.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to actually level through when the expansion hits, even though you get a free 60. Like, I don't really care about that. I think I might just make an extra assassin, just, just for like the lockouts
Well,
and stuff.
I have one reason you might want to do that, but we'll talk about that and some of the changes later. But yeah, definitely those are some things that I am looking forward to. I have so many things on my checklist. I was like, several months back, I was like, I got plenty of time. I can get all this done.
That's how it was the last time we had 12 times XP. I was like, oh, I got plenty of time to level.
Plenty of time. What do I need to worry?
And then it ran out, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then it came back, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to blitz through some stuff myself, so yeah.
Yeah, what have you been up to? I know you've been doing a lot of raiding.
Yes, been doing some more raiding with the WOG group, and that has been going awesome. Actually, we've had we had our derp night that one time, but it's been going really good. I mean, we've done Karaga's Palace.
Oh no, that's my dead body.
Oh yeah, I know. I was flipping that through. Yeah, it was your dead body. What happened to your dead body there? We didn't get into that.
Oh gosh, that was one of our many wipes on Master Blaster hard mode.
Oh man.
I got blasted into the electric fence, and so.
Yeah, I remember the first time I did Master Blaster. I mean, this was just still story mode, and like nobody explained the whole fence thing. So I'll get out of the circle. I'm fine. Boom, just dead.
Yeah. I that's only happened to me, I think, maybe once or twice. I learned kind of fast not to stand.
You only have to do it once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? How is the hard modes going?
Well, we've taken a break from the Ravagers and Temple of Sacrifice to do the old stuff.
Gotcha.
To get through, because there are some operations where, I didn't have those random achievements for doing 8-man, 60-man, whatever. So the most recent thing we've been doing is TFB and SNV Nightmare for everyone. We haven't gotten into the Dread Ops, but oh gosh, who wants to do the Dread Ops when we had to do the Dread Ops for like more than a year straight?
Yeah, I know, right? So let's see. We've been trying to do some of the old, and this group, like what I was saying, they're people that they know the game, and they were from the beginning. Were in the game, and even some of them did some tanking or different things in operations. But it's been several years since they've done it, or they haven't never done operations. So like the latest one we did after Karaga's Palace, we did that, and that was pretty cakewalk. I mean, because it's a level 50 op, so we did S&V, and it's a really long one, and those fights are pretty intricate on some of those, even story mode. And there was only 2 of us that had ever done S&V, me being one of them. So I was like, oh, okay. So,
oh gosh, that one fight where you're in the village and you have to go through, that's so much explaining to do. I mean, it's not that much, but if you've never done it before, it's kind of like...
Yeah, we were kind of getting on time, so we didn't know, so we kind of did the super group. Me and the other guy kind of went through and just eliminated the mobs.
Oh, okay.
And then if we got a droid, which actually right off the bat, for whatever reason, we had one guy was having some lag issues, and so he thought he was clear of the droid, and it got on him. So we took the droids back to the party, and they eliminated droids, and so we kept moving on. So it worked out pretty good. But yeah, we had no complaints. We had one death. The tank that had done it before, he kind of trolled some people on the bridge. He's like, yeah, there's some holes on the bridge. Don't worry about it. You won't fall through. Right after he said it, boom, one person fell right through. But that was the only death the whole time. So that was pretty good. I mean, we told them how the fights went, and they followed right along. So you can't ask for that any more than that on an operation or anything like that. Because basically, if you're pretty aware of things, hey, you're gonna be able to get through many operations. And then leveling. Oh my gosh, you talked about leveling. Whoa. I'm really crushing it. I'm trying to crush it right now. I've got my Jedi Knight that I've got to hurry up and get through. I'm at 34. I'm trying to hurry up and finish that. I've got my Gunslingers at 58. I'm still need half of Rishi to finish up. And then Yavin. And then Ziost. I've got a 56 Merc, which I've got to get going on the Shadow of Revan and start it. And punch that guy through. And then I've got another Sniper at 29. And a few other Immortal Lobies. But I think on the Immortal Lobies, I'm going to wait and see how leveling is.
Yeah, it might be
4.0.
easier when your companions are scaling with you.
Yeah, so you kind of helped me answer my question. I was going to say, should I keep leveling them or kind of wait? And
Yeah, for the Lobies, I definitely wait.
Yeah, I think I am definitely gonna wait. I was kind of on the fence, but I think I'm gonna wait on some of those and kind of wait. But the other thing we've been doing is
I think what
achievements.
I am the achievements, yeah, because some of them are going away.
Yeah, that's the one though. The McKeb, I'm just resigned that I'm probably not gonna get those. I got them on the Empire side, but I don't know that I'm gonna be able to get enough on the Republic side to get those done.
Yeah, like for the datacrons, I have all the MSI datacrons on the Assassin, but I just haven't felt like getting any of the Republic datacrons on I don't know, my Shadow or whatever. It's just, and that's gonna be Legacy.
Yeah, so you've already done it once on one tune. Yeah, you're good. The one
Oh,
thing,
and just for the record, just for the record, I'd like to say that Legacy stuff is going to be in the new expansion, which is really exciting and something that I said was going to happen. So
oh
just
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
I said
there's
that a time ago.
you did mention about you did mention about the legacy stuff coming in there. So they added some more of that. So speaking of that, I don't know. Let's go ahead and get into some of the news.
From the Newsnet and beyond.
So yeah, in the news, the big news, we had the live stream on the 30th.
Oh my
And
God, there is so much information about not just the story, which I've kind of been ignoring any of the streams that are talking about the story, but this one's exciting for just gameplay stuff.
yeah, it was a really really good stream actually. Eric Musco, as you can see him there, he was putting on the stream, and they had a lot more overlays. He was using a green screen. I thought that was really cool. They were using that. I was glad to see that. I think from the way it looked, and Eric seemed a lot more comfortable at it. I kind of feel like they kind of gave him a little more reins to do it how he wanted to do it, because he just seemed a lot more comfortable on the camera than he had in other streams. And that showed when he was explaining a lot of things. So, but you mentioned the story. They did for the first half an hour or so go through the same story that they showed it during the TwitchCon streams and stuff like that. Which, so if you didn't want any spoilers, don't watch that part of it, because there's some major spoilers in there. But the nice thing, when he did go through it, he did show more of the advanced way of how, even in the beginning, and you do an instant 60, you can click the advanced tab and open up all the specs and everything like that, and you can change your spec, change your abilities around however you want them for your keybinds, etc., etc. So that was kind of cool to see that. And so they got right into the first thing, which I thought was pretty cool. For those who had completed all the 8 class stories, you're going to get what's called a legendary status. You get this little icon by your name. You can go around and be all your tunes, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that's really neat. Especially you could just go around Fleet or wherever you're at and think, oh my God, that person, they played a
Yeah,
lot.
they have played all these stories quite a bit, and yes, they have. The other thing that I kind of found was kind of cool was some of the UI changes. They've added the grid feature, which before that was another thing you could have like another site. You could get this thing and put a grid overlay, and you could kind of temporarily use that. But this is actually being incorporated into the game, which I think is really great because I'm kind of one of those OCD guys that I want everything lined up. You couldn't tell if you looked at my room. My room is terrible, but in game, I like to keep things organized, and I just, this is going to be really nice. And then,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really felt like I needed that, but now that it's in there, it's like, oh my God, great. I can resize and move things, and it's just going to snap into place and it's going to look really good. There's a lot of other UI changes too, like the temporary ability bars.
yes,
Yeah, so instead of say like the heroic abilities or your hut ball taking up space when you're just kind of like exploring, it'll only pop up when you need them or when you're in a situation to use those, like during the heroic moment or during a hut ball match.
yeah, when you catch the hut ball, that bar pops up then. So that's kind of cool. So you don't have to like, okay, I get into the match. Okay, where's the hut ball throw thing? Okay, now I got to put it on a bar. What ability do I take off during the match? Blah, blah.
Oh God, like like a show a couple shows ago when I was talking about how I couldn't find this stupid hut ball and I had the hut ball toy and you guys will just have to listen to that episode
Yeah.
where I derped in PvP.
But yeah, you won't be derping around anymore though. And also, speaking of keybinds, you can keybind those temporary ability bars, which I think is great because I was kind of questioning because they didn't say that in the actual video. They put that on the combat changes blog later, and because I was wondering about that because I use keybinds quite a lot. But the other thing, speaking of keybinds, you will be able to save your keybinds and share those keybinds with
Oh,
other
thank
people.
God.
I know, right?
Yeah, because like I do the same keybinds on every character. I just kind of I move the abilities based on how similar they are to other tunes and stuff. I keep the basic, this ability is in the same spot as this keybind.
Yeah.
If it makes sense.
So anytime you make a tune, that was the one thing I dread about making a tune. Oh man, I gotta take like
Yeah.
so long and put all the keybinds back in, even though they're pretty much the exact same as every other. I'm like, is there any
Yeah.
way I could just take that file or something like that? So
Especially
I'm so
after
happy.
you especially after you open up like 30 emails
Oh my
when you
gosh.
make a new character and then you got to go do your abilities and then you can start
Well, I
start
mean, you
going
gotta
at it.
look good. So I mean, that
Oh yeah.
because I like exiting out of my cutscene at the beginning because I don't want those stupid clothes. I want something cool, and so when I get that opening little cutscene, it's like, yeah, look at me, I look kick butt. So, but yeah, so now key binding will not be part of the delay when you're starting a new character. So I like that.
Yay.
Yay, that's definitely a thing. Some other things, UI changes. Well, right there you can see one of them because I've got some pictures looping around, which it should be coming up in just a little bit. You mentioned it, you alluded to it a little bit. I know we're kind of jumping around, but legacy datacrons, we got to talk about that because you mentioned it a little bit about finding your datacrons. There is legacy datacrons. Said they were gonna work on it, and they got it in there.
Yay!
I am
It was
so
it was
so
a
excited.
lot harder to be able to track your datacrons before. You kind of had to look at your which lore things
Yeah,
you
you had to go
got
through all the
and figure it
codexes and
out.
compare the numbers. Somebody else had to do the database because I didn't really want to mess with that. But now you've got this little graphic image, and I'm like, where was this a long time ago? I mean, even if they didn't make legacy datacrons, just so I knew which datacrons I didn't have, this is awesome.
And speeder piloting at level 1, so that means I can run around Korriban with whatever fancy
Woohoo!
speeder I feel like.
Look at me. I have a I have a legacy. You don't know.
I
Um,
guess for some people concerned about like RP and stuff, like why does a slave have a speeder at level 1 on Korriban? I mean, who cares?
because
Well, I mean,
my
for me,
master wanted me to get
for me,
things
who
done.
cares?
My master wanted me to get things done faster. So
Yeah.
it's to be more proficient for them.
Oh, and then the random mount and pet buttons. So now you can just use this button and you'll be on whatever random mount, or you'll be able to summon a random pet. The pet one is kind of nice, but for the mount, I like to pick my mount based on where I am. So if I'm on, say, Hoth or Ilum or something, I like to pick up a Tauntaun.
Yeah, definitely. I like the random pets. That's definitely gonna be nice. And I know my nephew, he's got so many mounts. Well, I do too. And he's ready for this random mount button, so that you don't have to like continue like, oh, take up all your ability bars with like different mounts and stuff like that. So that'll be nice. Just for the simple fact that you don't have to do that. Let's see. Going through some of the notes here. Let's see. Oh, Group Finder UI changes. They changed some of that. It looks a lot better. It's a lot cleaner and crisp. That's pretty much everything I'm looking at 4.0. That looks really really nice. I like how the interfaces look on the menus and everything like that. And they show now story mode operations are going to be level 50 to 65. This is with a daily. There's going to be a daily reset, and it gives you like a timer. And with that timer, it also shows you what like the next day's operation is going to be. So that's going to be kind of nice. And of
That
course, they
that
have
is
the
nice for planning. I wish for guilds that they'd at some point in the near future they put in a calendar so you could say, okay, this is on the schedule. We already know that
oh, that
this is
would be
going to be a group
awesome.
finder. Yeah, but that's nice that they're making steps
Yeah,
to help us plan.
exactly. You still have the tactical hard mode flashpoint stuff, and those are going to be 50 to 65. And then of course you have your rewards that are listed, and the operations, different things like that. And your
I read something that the tactical flashpoints will be from 10 to 65. Just the tactical ones though.
the tactical, yeah. I think the well, I included the hard modes in there, so those are about
Oh,
50 to 65. So, but and then on top of that, the rewards are going to be based upon your level. So you're going to be getting different what's a data core memory things or something like that now, which is basically for basic comms. They're all different crystals is what they're going to be different type of crystals, so they're not the same type of accommodations. But bonus for
well,
that, no
they're
corrosion.
I think they're the same, but they're renamed something different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just renamed. Let's see what else do we got going on. The companion changes there. I got those up there. No more
Oh,
gearing for your companions.
that's really exciting. Like I was saying at the beginning of the show, or maybe it was pre-show that we were talking about this, but while you now when you level, instead of having to gear out your companion or choose whether you want to gear your companion or get like base accommodations, which won't be base accommodations anymore, they'll just scale with you on your level, so you don't have to worry about their stats. You can just concentrate on your character, and this is so nice, especially when say you're leveling a bounty hunter and you really like Mako, but then you get all these new companions and they're geared way better than your Mako. I mean, you can just keep her
Yeah,
and she'll scale with you, which is really nice. And she can tank for you and DPS. Well, she can already DPS, but that's the next thing. Companions can be any of the three roles. So if you really feel like being mean, you can have Mako take all your hits for you.
yeah, I know, right? That little spunky little bounty hunter is going to be tanking for you. That's awesome. So I like that. I like that a lot. And the other thing I think is really cool about that is for those missions where it may be a companion you don't even like, but there's a mission you have to take somebody. Specific missions during your class story or whatever, you have to take them to do this such and such. And you're like, wait, I can't do this mission because I have not even touched like T7 at all. Man, I've got to totally gear out the droid, blah, blah, blah. And all my basic comms. Okay, I finally got them, and then just for that one mission. So now it doesn't matter. If you need a certain companion for that mission, all you gotta do is pull them up, and they will be right at the same corresponding stats that they should be. So that's gonna be really nice for that. The other thing they showed off, and I don't know if you got a chance to see this, the new combat companions.
No, that's new info for me. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah, there, and I had one image of it, and it's in the loop. I'll have to get back to it, flip it back over in just a second. it's an act dog.
So it's kind of like having a pet
Yeah,
that can do
exactly.
stuff. That is
Exactly.
so cool.
And it was funny. Eric's act dog on the stream there, his low-level Jedi Knight was actually a healer.
Oh my god.
I know. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how the act dog is gonna be healing you,
Yeah.
but that's kind of cool though. I mean, the fact that you can have, you don't like how the companions talk at all. Just have an act dog. I don't care. I'm just gonna go in combat, doing your dailies. I don't want to talk to any of you people. So just give me an act dog. They're originally going to come from the cartel market. Of course, people that get those, they can sell them on the GTN. So they don't have any story content or anything like that.
Yeah,
And
that
they're
is
only
kind of
usable in
just
combat.
like a cosmetic kind of thing. So,
Exactly.
cartel
I
market.
mean, it's like you get, like I said, you get bored running the same companions or something like that and doing your dailies, or I don't want to mess with any of those people. Kind of like, I would always take Treek if I had to do like some quest and I didn't want it to like upset some of my companions. When I could take the act dog, or I was looking at some of them. They didn't show too many, but I seen like some concepts over there, and there might be like some droids or a rancor or something like that. Would be awesome.
Like you're trying to play a dark side bounty hunter, but
Exactly,
you,
right?
but you don't want to piss off Mako.
Totally right. Exactly right. I'm bringing out the act dog. What? Mako? Is the act dog. He wanted to kill him. I don't know. So that's another thing that's going to be on. And now here's the big thing that I was going to tell you for why you might take an instant level 60. Well, and he showed in there, if you take the instant level 60, which anybody that is a subscriber, I believe, is going to get one. Well, there is going to be there's the no level cap change on craft crew skills. It's still going to be 500. When you get that instant level 60, depending on your class you take, like he took a bounty hunter, it automatically gave him armor mech. But that armor mech was all the way up to 500.
Oh,
Haha.
oh my god.
See what I'm saying now? You
I
take
have all of these characters where I just like ignored crew skills the whole time I leveled, but I guess you only get one. But this could be a very special
It's gonna be
one.
my crafting little dude. It's like,
Yeah, my mule.
yeah,
crafting
exactly. Guess
mule.
what? No, you're not doing any story. You're going back to the ship and craft a bunch of stuff, dude.
I have a question though. Say you take some crafting professions, but then you get rid of them and then you take new ones. Will those ones also be maxed out?
No, probably not. I'm going to say no. He didn't say on that. I don't think anybody asked that question, but see, all of them, you get like everything for armor mech. So you got the underworld trading, and you also got scavenging, which is everything you would need in armor mech. I think there's some other things you might need as far as like vendor stuff, and then there's some other cross things that you need for some of the higher level stuff. But for the most part, that's all you need for armor mech. So, but they're all maxed out. Now,
That's really cool.
yeah, so you could easily drop the armor mech if you didn't want that and pick up, I think, cyber tech, and you still would use scavenging and underworld trading, and those would be both maxed out to 500.
If it kept being maxed out, then I would just use that tune for everything. Like I gotta, just crafting materials, just send it to
I
that
know,
tune,
right?
change my profession and go.
I know. Well, but
I don't
think
know.
about it.
That seems that like it would be very. I don't know. I don't think they would let us do that.
No, I don't think so. But let's see. Other things in crew skills. Everything you're going to be crafting, you're not going to be crafting a bunch of green armor junk or anything like that.
Oh yeah, everything's gonna be blue.
Everything's
now.
going to be blue. Now, he said that, but then inside when he was like showing us, actually, there's some green things, but those are components to go in those pieces. So it's like you're making stuff to go into that. So that's kind of cool. Older schematics that players already know, they're going to be placed into an archive schematic tab. So you're not going to lose those if you can craft like the hooligan headpiece, which is like the Imperial officer cap. You can already craft that. You're not going to lose that thing. You'll be able to craft it in the future. So you won't lose that.
Seems like that would. I don't see why they would be taken away.
Yeah, no, they're not taking those away. There are going to be some materials that will no longer be needed in the game. And at one point, they thought they were just going to make them to where you could sell them back, but they're actually going to make them to where you can they'll be changed into usable materials, kind of
Oh,
comparable.
that's convenient.
Yeah, very
So it's
convenient.
all these materials that I have that I'm trying to sell that like no one cares about.
Yeah, you might want to just hang on to those just a little bit. Let's see, gathering in 4.0. So like scavenging, slicing, any of those gathering ones where you have to go to different nodes and collect those things. That's going to be changed. Skill no longer dictates where you can gather.
Oh my God, thank God.
So you don't have to be stuck around on like the starting or like your homeworld planet just so you can get enough, bioanalysis or whatever before you can move on. So you can go whatever planet you're on questing, you can collect the stuff that you would be at your skill level, but you may not be getting the same amount of stuff. So like if I go to Yavin and I'm slicer at say level 1, I can slice those nodes, but I'm only going to get the amount of credit for my skill level.
I really like that because especially while I was doing the 12 times XP, you'd be leveling so fast that you're like say slicing for example wouldn't be able to keep up, and so you'd go to a few planets ahead,
Hmm.
and you're just not able to slice anything anymore. And then what? You're just supposed to stop and send
Yeah.
your companions off to missions. I didn't really like that, so I'm glad that any level you're able to still gather, just it just affects how much you can collect, which
Although
that's excellent.
there might be people on those high level planets be like, you that are scanning all those things, you don't have the skill yet. Get off my planet.
One thing though that I think that might affect is like say players going down to the lower level planets, but there's a thing going down to the lower level planets to farm all the gathering nodes. They did do a thing where they are scaling all of the all of the planets to the level that you're on. So if you're level 65 and you go to Korriban, you're going to be level 10 or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, definitely, it's going to be changing a few things on that. Let's see. The other thing, once again, there's going to be another blog that's going to come out with the crafting stuff in a lot more detail. He said in the next week or two. So there's a lot of changes coming in the crafting stuff.
Yeah, there's just so much that
Yeah, I know
yeah.
it's like we're skimming around stuff, but there's just so much to cover right now that we're trying to get those. The other thing I kind of skipped over, we talked a little bit about the commendations. Like we said, the basic and elite and ultimate are changing their names. They're going to be known as common, glowing, and radiant data crystals, but they're still going to be the same, basically the same levels. You're going to have your basic and mid, and then your high level comms. But there's no going to be no conversion.
That's good.
So 100 basic comms will equal 100 common data crystals, which I am very happy to hear that.
Yeah, so we just have to learn new names
Yeah,
and, not get all hung up on the conversions.
yeah,
Oh, and there's no longer a weekly limit.
that's
So
right.
for those conquestors out there that are doing all kinds of stuff that max out on their weekly limit on commendations, you can just keep going
Keep going,
until
keep
you
going.
yeah, until you reach your total limit, which is nice.
And they've also upped the total limit on what would be not elite, but glowing, and what not the ultimate, but what would be a radiant data crystals. From I think those were 300. They're now both you can get up to 500 total in those.
Why did they have to change the names on those for? I mean, they're
Uh,
not doing anything with the conversion, so I wish they would have just kept it because basic, elite, and ultimate, I was clear cut, and now it's like
well,
common, glowing, and I guess it kind of makes sense,
some people are speculating because it's going to be a few years in the future, and we're in this like connected to this like the fallen empire or whatever, the Zakul empire. So it's
Oh,
kind of
that
this
does make
elite
sense.
like higher level of thinking kind of place, and they deal with crystals and stuff like that. So I guess that's the thinking behind it. So it's kind of be like an more of immersion kind of thing.
Yeah, because basic, elite, and ultimate just kind of sounds kind of boring,
Yeah, but I'm like,
but it makes
it
sense.
made sense though. I don't know. So many good things, but it's like you didn't really have to mess with that. But oh well, I get it. It's kind of cool. And let's see. The level changes coming to the core worlds.
Oh, if you didn't already know, 12 times XP is going to be ending when the expansion launches.
Correct.
And this is for early access, right? When early access launches, the 12 times XP is over.
Yes.
Because otherwise, all those early access
Yeah.
people be like, oh, I have 12 times XP still.
The October 19th, I believe, will be the last day that you can use it, and because the 20th is when early access is scheduled to launch. So that will be the last day for 12 times XP. But you'll be
Oh,
able to.
something.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, one thing that I really liked that I saw was the change to the mission markers. So the class and the planetary missions, they look kind of different. So some of the class missions and the planetary missions, those ones are kind of quote quote required for leveling, but
Yeah.
then any side missions, those ones are called exploratory or something
Exploratory, yes.
like that, and they have a different marker on them. So
Yeah, in
so they're
fact,
kind of optional, but
Yeah, in
they're cool.
fact, he showed, and by default, some of those are hidden, and so you need to check on your map where you can unhide them, so you actually see them on your map on the exploratory missions. But
So I
yeah,
think that that's kind of cool too.
yeah, the way I kind of took it different ways when I heard the live stream because you mentioned about the leveling. It says, in order to level 1 to 50, you need to play your class story and your main planetary story arcs. I kind of took that like you have to. Well, technically, I guess what they're saying is, in order to get the XP, you to get to level 1 to 50, all you need to play is your class story and the story arcs. You don't have to play anything else but those things. So to get the XP, that's what you need, the class story and story arcs. So really, that's kind of increasing some of the XP before, because before, if you just did that, you would not be close to 50. You would have to do some other stuff. So, so they're still going to keep a little bit of XP boost in there, and for you to get through the missions, which I like that. And like you said, the class and planetary missions will be different. They're going to actually be labeled purple too on your main map, so that's going to be nice. The other thing. Oh, the event rewards. They will actually have all their vendors will be present on the cartel bazaar. So you won't have to go around looking for all those vendors. If you've got stuff that you need to purchase or anything like that, they will have a representative from every in-game event. We'll have kind of a one-stop shopping area in the
Oh,
cartel
that's
bazaar.
good because they have that one that the rewards guy is just like in some random room on Nar Shaddaa, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the I think that's the Thorn representatives and stuff like that. And then, of
Mhm.
course, the Jawa that is only around for the new Rat Goal event that kind of wanders around. Was it Jekyll? Jekyll or something like that. I can't pronounce his name. I know I just totally butchered that. And there's going to be a lot of people come on here. What are you doing? You can't even. But he's going to be there too. And there's a new one named Ambassador Kylie, and they will be. They have rewards from past events, and it's even including the Shevin event. There's some stuff like
Wow.
the two crossbows, the sniper and the blaster rifle. Both are crossbows. You could get those, and they use. Now, first when I heard this, I was like, "Yes, I can use those Shevin tickets that I've been holding back." And no, that's not what it. It's you can use current in-game
Oh, so I
currencies.
can get like those crossbows
Yep,
again?
yep, you can
Oh
get
my
those with
God. I mean,
current.
I have both of them, but like just and they're legacy
Yeah, those
now.
are legacy. Yep, they are still
But
legacy.
still, those are so cool.
And the other thing,
Especially for newer players too, like if they've seen the crossbow and stuff.
yeah, the crossbow looks pretty cool. And as
Yeah.
somebody mentioned, was it King Five? King Five V. He mentioned the containment officer armor that is coming back. If you needed that to complete that achievement for well dressed, it will be in there, and you can actually purchase it. And so you purchase that, and you can finish up getting that achievement. So well dressed will be able to be earned at now. And that's kind of cool. I am curious to see how some of the other events. I'm hoping that maybe this means by putting all the vendors right there, that maybe we might be getting some more events. I would like to see that. Definitely. Like to see. And let's see the other thing, and I don't think anybody really mentioned this up until before the live stream, or I hadn't seen it, was about the changes to the heroic missions.
I really like this. I mean, they kind of did something with Voss. Remember, with a
Mm-hmm.
reputation. Where
Yep.
if you go back and did the heroic missions, you get stuff. But I think this kind of it adds more things for your character to do instead of just passing through Korriban and then you just never do those heroic missions again. You
Yeah.
can go back at level 65 and do these heroic missions at level 10 because of the planet scaling, but the rewards will be based on what your character level is.
Yeah.
And it just depends on your level. So it's not like you're going to be getting level 10 items.
No, no. It's actually gonna be stuff like that is gonna be actually viable to you. And on top of that, because of the next topic we talk about, level sync, when you go back and help do these heroic missions, you're actually gonna be getting XP for that. So you help level up towards 65, you're gonna be getting, besides getting gear that's viable for your character, you can get also potentially some stuff that will help you get closer to level cap. So
I think this is so great. So instead of like if you're at level 60 and you really don't like Yavin 4,
yeah.
but you really like Korriban, you can go and you can level on Korriban.
Well, and you can also, as far as being with a guild, you can go back, say a guildmate needs some help on a heroic mission. You can go back and help them, and still it's not. I mean, I'm willing to
Yeah.
help other people anyway, but now I can go back and help them, and it's still, for my time putting into it, I get some XP, plus I can get potential rewards, like more gear or something like that. So that I think that's really cool. And on
Yeah, I
top
really
of
think
it,
this will take the grind out of leveling. I mean, if you like I said, like if you really don't like some of those ending planets, like if you hate McKeb, you never have to go to McKeb again. You can just go,
technically, yeah.
yeah, you can level 50 through 55 somewhere else.
And I also like the fact that the quick travel, adding the quick travel, when you take the mission, because there are going to be terminals on the fleet, you pick up the mission, and once you pick up that mission, you get a quick travel thing up in your quest log. You just click on that, it takes you right there.
That's really nice. I mean, I thought they made a lot of improvements with transportation already, but that's even more of a, time saver.
Yeah, I love the quality of life stuff that they have added into here. And kind of going along the lines with the heroic missions and some of the other stuff we talked about, the level sync. And I kind of, at first when I saw it, I thought, oh yeah, you're just going to sync up when you go back to a heroic or do a flashpoint. But they kind of mean that you're going to be level sync when you go on that planet. So players visiting planets beneath their level will automatically be synced to the correct level. And what I mean by correct level, it'll be the highest possible level they consider for like mobs in that planet, but you'll still get all your gear, your armor, your stats, and just your level itself and your hit points and stuff are going to go down to what would be 18. But you're going to keep all your passive abilities, all the abilities you've learned. So, like you mentioned, the level 65, going back, you're going to have all those new passive abilities, all the new abilities, and all your utilities and everything like that, and you can go back and do that. And you'll still be able to gain some XP from the lower level content with the level sync without ruining the XP for the group members. Now the one thing, and I just kind of got some people their feathers ruffled in the community a little bit. There's no option to turn this feature off, and so it's not an optional thing that if you go back to a planet, you are going to be synced to that planet level without any that's the way it is kind of thing.
Well, I think that's a good thing, especially for like PvP, for instance, because what if some people like to be scaled down to that level, but then some people don't, and then they get into a PvP situation. That just seems like it's going to be kind of messy.
Yeah. So I definitely think it's messy with the
It'd be
level sync.
messy. Yeah, it'd be messy if there are people at varying levels. Like if you go
Oh,
to Tatooine at level 65 and well, I don't know. Maybe they would make the Outlaws Den, for example. They wouldn't do the level sync in that particular area. I don't know.
yeah.
But
See,
say like you're just on a PvP server
hmm
and someone is level 65, but you scaled down to level 28 or whatever.
hmm
And you run into them. I mean, that's kind of not fair to you for wanting to participate in the level sync and then this, who would want, like if you're on a PvP server, who would want to level sync if there's going to be other people that don't level sync?
Correct.
So I think it's good that you can't turn it off, because otherwise it would just be a mess for PvP, rushing to unlevel sync when if you see someone at a higher level than you. I think that's better. And also, I think it also eliminates people going to lower planets and just destroying like the noobs just because it's
They can, yeah.
PvP. Yeah, just because they can. I think that at least even though you still have your abilities and stuff, I think it at least gives the other person that's leveling a kind of a more fair shot.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that I think it's going to be a good thing. I mean, like you mentioned, the PvP aspect. I definitely think there's some areas where there has potential. I'm sure they've worked out some ideas from it, and we're going to kind of get into our kind of a little bit back and forth on what we think it's a good or bad thing for SWTOR with level sync. But I think that this is a good thing. Just right now, as we're talking about it like this, I think that being able to, I can go back, like I said, help guildmates, because if I go back now as a level 60, I can help them get through it. But one, they're not going to get any XP at all grouping with them. I'm just going to basically clear the road for them, wipe out all the mobs, and then they can finish their quest up. And they'll get, they get XP from their quest, but they're not going to get any bonus XP or anything like that, or anything to speak of. So I think this is kind of the best of both worlds. I mean, we'll have to see how it shakes out and everything like that. That is on the level sync. There was a couple other blogs that came after the dev stream. Like we said, I mean, there was so much in that dev stream. I thought, again, it's definitely one of the better streams that I've seen out of BioWare, and I hope they continue to do this, have like this kind of information where it is viable information and they're not just, giving us kind of the basic things like that. I definitely like the amount of information and the fact that the way it was presented. The other couple blogs that they had, and they feel there are going to be more potential blogs. One was changes the cartel market, and they also had combat changes coming. One thing in the cartel market, which was on the live stream, and I didn't mention it, but I kind of knew this blog was coming up. The collections update. There's going to be an ability to filter your items.
Yeah.
And
It's
everything's
so
going to be
hard
collapsed.
right now
Oh,
to,
it is.
yeah, it's so hard right now if you're looking for a specific thing. It's kind of difficult. Like you have to know where you're going, and with the filter and all these changes, it'll be much easier to find what you're needing in the collections.
Yeah, it's going to be something you can search by. You can type in anything or part of a word, and it's going to break down all those. And then once you have all those within that range, then you can filter and say like ones I have, ones I don't have, etc., etc. That's going to be nice, so you can be able to see different things. You can now purchase a collection unlock from the same character that unlocked the item, as opposed before. If I unlock the item on one character, I'm going to have to log into another to actually, if I want to unlock it for everyone. So that is another quality of life thing. This one is, I would probably want a little more clarification, and I'm going to read it and see if you, along the lines, number of outfit pieces that you have unlocked will be displayed. Now, does that mean like the number of pieces in a outfit that I need to get before I can get it unlocked is going to be displayed?
Yeah, well, number of out that you I think it's that you have already unlocked. So
Oh, okay.
say you have the chest piece and the boots, it'll be like 2 out of 5.
Gotcha. So
So say,
that's what I was thinking. I think that's kind of cool. That way it knows like, oh, okay, so I only need like 2 more pieces of that, and I'll have that armor set unlocked. So that is definitely like that. Um,
yeah, it's really good if you just have a lot of stuff in your inventory. It's a good way to just see what you have.
yeah, quickly. There's some other changes coming in the cartel market as far as the cartel packs. They're going to change instead of from the rare, super rare, and ultra rare, which I never liked that concept. I never figured out which was which. Um,
Yeah, like ultra rare and super rare.
yeah.
You know.
Which is better, super or ultra? I don't know. I don't think they really knew at times. But now we have bronze, silver, and gold. I can
That's a
kind of
lot
tell.
more
Yeah,
clear.
that's a little more
Yeah.
clear there. I just have
One
to watch the
thing
Olympics.
that I'm questioning though is they said that they're gonna go by how popular an item is. I mean, like they're going to be labeling it based on the market, or is it going to be changing,
Well, I think in a way they've always done that to a degree as far as like
or
the amount of
how,
drops.
I guess how rare it
High
drops,
rare.
like you said.
Yeah, that's gonna be the popularity. It's more of the rarity of it, and people really trying to get that item because I think they want to kind of make a balance. I mean, they want to make some items really rare, but I mean, they don't want it so rare that it tears the economy up on the GTN and stuff like that. Because I mean, when you got some things that are worth like 17 to 30 million credits, it's kind of like, yeah,
Yeah, like here on the dev blog, it says rare might be silver if it was more popular than we originally anticipated.
right. So I definitely think that's a good idea. There's also going to be some more changes as far as the size of the packs. I think some of the packs are not only going to have 2 items, which would be interesting. It'll be interesting, more interesting when I see a price point on those and what I think of those. There's going to be more things, or if things are embargoed, there's going to be a way that some of those items that are one-time items will be automatically implemented in some of those packs at the gold, silver, and bronze levels. So those are going to be nice. So that, in essence, because people can get those items and then they put them on the GTN, so in essence, by putting them in the packs instead of putting the embargo on them, there's going to be more of those items in the economy. So that's going to potentially lower the prices for everyone on the GTN. So I like that. I like that. In fact, some of the other things we'll just have to wait and see. There are going to be more things. Hyper crates are still being around. There's going to be a new super pack, which contains 5 items. So we're going to have to really see what happens with some of these things. So on to the combat changes. I want to touch on a little bit of those before we move on to the community news. Of course, we knew about the 4 primary stats that will
Oh,
be...
mastery.
Yeah, they'll all be mastery now. So we kind of knew about that. Surge going away. That's going to be all handled by crit. So your crit hit chance and the crit multiplier will be all under the 1 crit stat. So that's going to be nice on that. You look through here. Oh, the one thing that they didn't talk about in the stream, but I read in this blog, was the fact that your accuracy, you're not going to be started at 90%. You'll be started at 100%.
Oh,
Your
thank
basic attacks.
God.
I know, right? Thank you. That's a bonus 10% accuracy. That's awesome.
Yeah, because you're always trying to work up to, however many percent, and it's just like, God, why am I wasting these stats on
Accuracy.
accuracy?
Exactly. I think that's probably at least like 2 augments or 2 enhancements that you can just drop. So that's going to be nice. That'll be really nice. There's a little bit more in here on the whole... here's the other thing on the planet sync. It's going to be your stats, your armor, and your weapon damage. That's going to be the thing that will be adjusted when you go
Yeah,
on to your
so you'll
level.
still have your abilities.
Right, and your passive and everything like that. So
So you can still use your phase walk on Balmora or whatever.
yes, and I could be able to use a phase walk
Oh
as a
my
short.
God, that would be wonderful on Belmore. I'm just thinking about it because you know how it has all those like stupid levels, and you got to go up the elevators and stuff. But I don't know. I guess it depends on the range on that.
60
Okay,
meters. Can you? I don't know. Some of those elevators, maybe,
maybe.
maybe. Be kind of cool. Let's see, and it talks a little bit more about this article, and we'll have a link in the article. Talks about the ability, temporary ability bars. Oh, the other one we talked about this before the show. Ability replacements.
So for assassins, for example, that use deception, because this is what I know. Instead of shock just being on your ability bar, instead of having to manually change it out with lightning ball, it'll just do it for you. And so say you change your discipline where you don't actually have that ability, then it'll just be changed automatically back to shock for you instead of your quick bars and everything changing all funky.
Yeah, I definitely that it was the one that I saw that it's another quality of life thing that they didn't have to do because I mean I've already made up on how to do that and replace what ones I need or whatever like that. But the fact they did that because, like you said, if you're taking a discipline switch, you're switching a spec, like in an op. That's going to be one quicker way of moving things around because you won't have to put that back and find where it is and everything. Like it'll automatically replace where it is on your ability bar. So that will be nice.
And if you have multiple keybind saves.
Ooh, yes. You can automatically put those in. Look, for the win.
Yay!
Woohoo! So they'll be having you change the specs all the time. You know that, right?
No, no, I just tell them I don't know how to tank.
I'm sorry, I don't know. Listen to you. Of course, we all know this now. You just said it for everybody to hear.
They know.
I won't tell. So let's go ahead and jump a little bit into the community buzz, and we'll talk a little bit more about our thoughts on level syncing. So, is level syncing good for SWTOR?
I don't see how it's a bad thing. Like I kind of am detached from what people say just because I like to think about my own opinion and what I think of the game, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it's entirely good if you it, it eliminates people from doing ganking and PvP. You can't just go down to a planet and just like clear out everyone just because you can. I think it makes for a happier environment on that end.
Yeah. Definitely the ability, to be able to group with friends, despite your level, be able to gain
Yes.
XP with your higher level tunes, and yet not steamroll the content like you said. I mean, I think, yes, that's fun. I mean, me and Mox and UA and Wookie Mistake, we've been going through some of these heroics and some of these flashpoints, and being able to pull like every mob like we did in False Emperor. You can pull every mob from the first two bosses right before that elevator you go up, and you can kill everybody right at that elevator, which is cool
Yeah.
and fun. But yet, I kind of like the challenge of doing it, going back at level. So
Yeah, I think I like the challenge too. I like that they're kind of making you play how this heroic or whatever was meant to be played. Like you have to do the mechanics of
right.
however whatever the boss fight is. I also think just leveling with your friends. I mean, I personally don't do it that much just because I don't like to have to keep up, keep the same level as my friends. But if it automatically puts me at a very close level to what my friend is at this planet, then yeah, sure, I will go and level with you all the time because I'm still getting the same XP as if I was continuing my own story. And
Exactly.
instead of being, a further level. So you can level however you'd like, but if your friend wants to level with you, then it's not going to be a pain to do, or it's not going to be at a disadvantage to you.
Well, and I also like even them throwing in the quick travel. That's just one more thing that's going to make it easier to go back and help people with that stuff. I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good boost for guilds for all the things we've mentioned as well, because being able to help out fellow guildmates, going back to these things, because you're still going to gain experience, you're still going to get some potential gear and stuff like that. But also, it's a nice way to recruit. I mean, you can go to these lower level planets, helping out like some people that don't have a guild, go through some of these heroics and actually see, if they might be able somebody that might fit well with your guild. Whether you're a raiding guild, maybe a PvP guild or something like that. You'll be able to, see how these people, if they're really nice people that you want in your guild. It's a great way to recruit and see, how they handle things. So now I do see, and I'm not playing the downer or anything like that. I'm not bad
Devil's
nothing.
advocate.
But I do see there are some potential issues that could come up. For one, we do every Saturday, we do the run on the commanders, on different commanders, different planets. Now, I could see possibly the base commanders being an issue. With the new level sync, you could definitely make it. I don't mind the fact that we'll be competing at level as long as the commanders are still at the same level we are, as we're max level and being max level at the highest level of that planet. That's fine with that. The potential though is with all the level sync, people that can come in at level sync and heal the commander, because you do not get flagged if you're healing the commander. So there's no way for the attacking group to retaliate against that. So that I can see that being a potential, because now if at level sync, it's easier to get a bunch of people at the same everybody to be able to heal that. I definitely think there's also, I'm not sure how bounty contract is going to work. I mean, if I need all those different contracts other than the main bosses, why not go to the lower level planets now instead of going to all the others. So I don't know. I definitely think it's a good thing, but seeing how it works potentially in game will be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works. But hopefully, they've had some good
Yeah,
uh,
and I'm sure that they've
quality
tested this out.
control. Yeah.
So I'm hoping this works pretty good. Yeah, Redna is in the chat and did mention one. Every single world boss will need an ops group now. You're not gonna be able to solo, any of those. Which, it's
But
been a
I
long
think I
time
think
since I've
that's
been
the
doing that.
essence of a world boss. Like you should have to have a group. I mean,
Yeah,
it's no fun if you're just sitting there, pounding away at a world boss by yourself. I mean, I guess for some people, if you just want to get
the achievement.
you just want to get the achievement, cool. But I think these are world bosses. They're meant to be played in groups. So I think this is encouraging people to play together.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because when everybody was talking about Knights of the Fallen Empire, and they were telling us about story and different things like that. Everybody's like, it's a single player MMO. It's not really an MMO. Well, with level sync, it's going to be. I think it almost flips that because now you can't just go through everything like the heroics or the world bosses without grouping now. So in a way, it's almost doing where it's forcing you to group.
And it's encouraging you to group. I mean,
Yeah.
if your levels sync to your friend, then yeah, sure, I'll go help you. It's not a pain in my butt to stop where I'm at Alderaan and go back to Balmora.
Yeah. Especially, with all the definite quality of life as far as priority travel and things you can do now, I definitely think it's made it a lot more convenient. I still would like to see a little more potential there. Maybe through guild ships. I know they have the summons and stuff like that, but maybe a quicker cooldown on some of that, just depending on how they do the group content. I don't know. Be interesting to see how that goes. So, I guess, you're saying, just for right now, we're kind of going on this discussion. So you're definitely saying it's a good thing right now.
Yes.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. When I came up with this topic, I was like, okay, I'm going to really look at this thing, and I know there are definitely people are upset about it on some of the forums and on Twitter. And no offense, I think sometimes that gets a little overblown, and I try not to get all involved in that.
I'm right about a lot of things in the game, so
Yeah.
people should calm down.
I don't know where to go from that. You are right about a lot of things, so I definitely think it's a good thing. I've tried to look at it and see how it's potential, and like I said, I went through and came up with some ideas that could be possible, where it could have some issues, but I don't know that you're going to have a lot of those issues. I think it's not going to be any more of an issue than, say, if like a potential bug in something else. So I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad as people think it is. To me, it's going to be like they're almost rolling the clock back on the game a little bit. In the fact of, I remember when I went to Coruscant and the world boss there and have to group up with that, and knowing that I got killed like a couple times with that first group because it was early on in the game, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting those groups and having to learn like, oh, standing in fire is bad. Oh, okay, I get it. And so different things like that. I think learning these different group mechanics and helping people, it is an MMO. That's what everybody's been talking about, that they're getting away from the MMO part of things. Well, this is a great way that we can show that this is truly an MMO and playing with a lot of people and grouping up and stuff to do the content. So, I don't know. I think it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add on the level sync? Anything you see potentially, or besides just being good?
We do have something in the chat room about the class instances where sometimes they make you go to Drummond cost, for example, at level 42. Will it lower you to level 18? I think that they're definitely going to preserve your current level. Just because, I mean, they make you go into an instance. It's not like your class stuff is just out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Go through like that special door.
Yeah.
So
That's an interesting question, but I can definitely see possibly where you go through that door, it might be another level sync. I mean, I mean, potentially that's another instance outside of the world of Drome and Kaas, actually. So, from the perspective of how the game sees you in that, it might see you actually as level 42. It would be definitely interesting. I mean, I understand what people are saying, like, I'm going to back to, some of the final fights between this, and the Sith Warrior. You're going back to the council, and that's there on Korriban. Well, what am I, level 10 now?
I just don't see it being that broken,
No.
Like they send you back to Korriban on your final mission or whatever, and you're level 10. That just doesn't make sense. So,
And I think more than anything, I think there's more unanswered questions right now on how it will work. I mean, like I said, when I heard about level syncing, I didn't think about the whole planet being that way. But I can see why they're doing it on the planets. Now, with the instances, I mean, we don't know how that's going to work. Like bounty contracts, I think there's some potential where, things like there. But I'm sure that they have looked at some of these things all through, I'm hoping they have. So I'm going to say yes. I mean, it's definitely going to be a good thing, and I am optimistic about how this approach that they're taking with the game on this. I didn't see this coming when they were announcing some of those things. So I think it's definitely got the potential for being a good thing for the game and adding, longevity to some of the other areas that people like. I mean, how many heroics had you gone to lately?
and not a lot after clearing through the planet. Like, you don't go back to those.
Yeah.
But if I'm able to go back to those, I mean, there are some fun heroics out there.
Well, definitely. There's one on the pub side, and I don't like playing a lot of pub side, but on Terrace, Fall of the Locust, honestly, if it would have been a little bit longer, it could be a flashpoint. So I definitely think that is one I would definitely like to go back to. But like you said, once I cleared the planet, it's like I don't have any reason to go back there. It's all grayed out to me. I don't get anything for that. No XP. Yeah, there might be an orange piece of gear or something like that. But unless it was like a look that I like, I didn't go back. So I think it's kind of cool to go back and enjoy some of the content that is in there. So. So I think with that, we'll go along to some of our quick mentions and some of the community extras we got going on. So.
Oh no, what about the community cantina?
Oh no, that's what we're talking about.
Oh,
Community
okay.
extras, yeah. Oh, don't fret. We're not going anywhere just yet. Yeah, she mentioned the New York Community Cantina will be coming up, and we definitely want to remind everybody that there is information. We'll have a link to that you need to register by October 5th. Tomorrow. Well, depending on when the podcast comes out, October 5th. Make sure you're registered by October 5th for the cosplay costume contest. Definitely want to have that in there because that's going to be the first one. It's going to be streamed on that, so that's going to be interesting to watch that.
Yeah, that'll be so much fun to see everyone in costume. I wish they'd had one of these, at the other 50,000 cantinas I went to this year. I wish they would have done something like that, so I would have been motivated to come up with a costume. But it'll be really cool to see what everyone else has, and I know quite a lot of people are going to this one.
Yeah, actually, speaking of people going, Chill from the Utini cast, they mentioned that on episode 226 that he will be going to the New York Comic Con. So I wonder if he's going to dress up.
I wonder.
Come on, Chill.
He has one day to dress up.
Chill.
Or one day to register.
One day to register. I want to see the costume, Chill. I want to see a good one. That'd be awesome. But on that episode they talked about the live stream like we did, and also about him going to New York Comic Con. And I think there is if you go to their site, you can check out they are wanting anybody has questions for Chill to ask at the Community Cantina. So definitely head over there, check out their podcast, and also send them your questions. Other things than that, in anything else you saw in the community going around, extras that we got going on?
Should we move on to the next thing, the bumper?
Yes. Yeah, we definitely, again, I know I've said it before and I'll say it again, we got Extra Life, be November 7th, so that will be going on, and let's play a little bit of that right now.
Hi, this is Cash from Extra Life Orange County. Just reminding you of the Extra Life Marathon that's going to be taking place November 7th. Come play games and heal kids. www.extra-life.org.
we at Unholy Alliance and Wiki Mistake, we're definitely getting that, getting ready. We got a lot of neat things we're going to be planning for that, doing HK part hunts, so we're going to get people that haven't got the HK unit, finding that, also going around Hoth, getting Tauntaun mounts, and different pets like that. So we got some fun things, as long as operations and different things like that. That'd be kind of interesting. You guys doing anything for Extra Life, or you yourself?
Myself, no. I know a few people that are doing it, besides you guys. So that'll be an exciting day of gaming and playing games and healing kids. Play games, heal kids.
Awesome,
It'll be
exactly.
really
That's the whole
great.
thing. I mean, when you can do something like play video games, I mean, why not? I mean, if you can heal kids, that'd be awesome. Help heal kids. Cool, cool. Win-win.
Yeah, so if you're looking to get your guild notice on the show, or you want to announce an upcoming event, like say a PvP World event or a RP party, those are just a couple of the last few that I can remember us mentioning, why not contact us about being on the show? If you're interested, send an email to corellianrun@gmail.com or heather@prettylittlesith.com. Thanks to those guilds or people who have contacted us, and stay tuned for new guild ready checks.
Also, don't forget to check out the articles we have each week on Corellian Run Radio. Please take a moment to leave us a positive feedback on iTunes. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcasting app.
If you'd like to contact us or have any questions or ideas for discussion topics, email us at corellianrun@gmail.com. Also, if you have any suggestions for a contest that we're going to give something away, let us know too. You can also follow and tweet us on Twitter at Corellian My personal Twitter handle is @Heather_PLS, and Jason is @JT_HollowNet. If you're on Facebook, like our Facebook page, or you can join our Facebook group. You can also leave a voicemail for us on our website, www.corellianrun.com, or on our Facebook page that could possibly be featured on the show. Finally, if you'd like to be a writer or submit content for our website, send an email to Jason, and he's jason@corellianrun.com.
Yeah. And speaking of that, emails and stuff, we did receive emails and contacts from Nick, and he was gracious enough to give us some cartel packs. And stay tuned for future. We will be giving some of those away. So definitely stay in and listen for that, because we will be having some giveaways and some other fun stuff going on.
Yeah, our next show is going to be awesome.
Yes. And when is our next show, Heather?
Our next show is on October 18th, our live show on October 18th, Sunday. That's 2 weeks from now, and we are going to be having a very special guest, hopefully.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Fingers crossed. Definitely.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we've been working on it for a while, so
yeah,
hopefully it's going to be working out, schedules and everything like that. So we will be having that on the 18th. So kind of a party-like thing we got going on right before early access. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for now, that's going to wrap it up for us at Corellian Run Radio. Thanks for everybody that joined us in the chat room, all our followers. Thanks to all those who are now up to, right before the show started, we're at 225 Twitch followers. So definitely thank you guys. That's awesome. Thanks for all the loyal listeners for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Jason.
I'm Heather. May the force be with you. Or keep those blasters by your side, kid.
You've been listening to Corellian Run Radio, a Star Wars public podcast. Tune in next time to hear Heather say,
see you on the 18th with our very special guest.
End transmission.